want to sit down today and tell you guys about a medical thing that I've had for some time, which was really crazy. The actual definition of fibroids. So, fibroids are non-cancerous growth in the uterus that can develop during a woman's childbearing years age. So, it should be symptoms include heavy menstrual bleeding, prolonged period and pelvic pain, and in some cases, some people they don't even have those signs. And the causes of fibroids, to be honest, people who are honest, like they speak up, they say it's not known. So they don't know the causes. But if you go to a specialist or people who are doing more research on it, they just say like genetics or the food that we eat, like. But not just that, they also talk about the other factors that make them grow, but not the things that make them develop, but the things that make them grow bigger. So they are factors, which I'm not going into that today. But anyway, so the causes of fibroids is not well understood. The risk factors include family history of fibroids, obesity. So if you're overweight, you're in that childbearing age and you're obese, it can be one of the things as well, one of the factors. And early onset of puberty, like some people who hit puberty really early, because it's a hormonal thing as well, so it plays a part in all that. But the actual fibroids thing is the tumor, the non-cancerous growth thing. It happens in the lining of the uterus. So it's either outside of the uterus, inside the uterus, or in the lining, or whatever. Symptoms are different for each and every person. And apparently for African people, it's higher than the European descent. So if you're of African descent, you're more highly, if you have these other like history, obesity, and all those other things, you're highly to have the fibroids than someone of the European descent. So I've heard that it's more in the African and Asian community. So I don't know, that'd be the things that we eat, or as we say, other things. But now for me, I don't know if it's early onset, but I think I started my period at the right time, because I started my period when I was 13. And the funny thing is, actually the first day for me to find out I've started my period, I was sick. Like I had those crazy stomach pains. So I was in a boarding school and I was really sick. Everyone was like, what's happening with this girl? What? So I was sick. And it was crazy because everyone knew, like, I haven't even started my period. You know, in boarding school, everyone knows everyone's business, especially if it's a small place. But I was sick that day. I didn't go to class, but it was now too much. So they're like, no, let's take her to the hospital. So we had like a healthy campus on the campus, because I went to an Adventist boarding school. So the hospital. So I ended up going to the hospital the whole night there, and then even the GP who was there, like we had nurses for the night duty. I think they came saying what's happening, check up on me, give me painkillers. But then it's a small campus hospital. They didn't even have anything to test me. But I think one of them after some time, like asked, has she started her period? So someone said no, it might be her period. But then they were not understanding because the pain was crazy. So I was led to sleep at the campus, and then I think I slept there with my mom, school mom, and whoever. But yeah, and then in the morning, yeah, I did start my period, which was crazy. But since then, that's how my period was. Like I would get sick. Like each time I had my period, I was sick. Like everyone close to me would know that even I started her period, because I would get really sick, vomiting, diarrhea, like bad cramps, like those ones. So like the whole, like maybe 3 days I'll be in pain. Especially house knew, even my uncles, and we used to live with my two uncles. Then everyone knew, like when I'm having my period, that even is having her period. Like finished my secondary school because I went to a government school, but even there, like when I'm on my period, I would get sick. But I was used, so just make sure I buy my painkillers. Everyone knew. And went to college, same, like I would get sick. And yeah, even my roommate knew, like, okay, when studying her period now, because I was in my college. And then so that I did my diploma there. So that's when now I came to Australia for my degree. I was like, oh, I want to upgrade my qualifications. I want to do a degree. Did the process, everything with my family. I came here. Then there was a time, it will be the time that I'm not even on my period, then I'll get like really sick. Like I remember we went to the ER like many times, to the emergency. Like I don't like, it would be at the middle of the night, like the pain would be too much. Even she couldn't take it. Like, let's just go to the hospital, and then we'll drive to the emergency, and then there they'll just say what's wrong. So it was just guess game and just give me some medication to cool me down, and then they'll send us back home. Like there was nothing that they were doing, to be honest. They would just say, okay, then back, okay, like, but we didn't know what was causing the pain. Like it was really bad, guys. And that's the thing, because they say, are you on your period? I'm like, no, but when I'm on my period, I do get really sick. And that's the thing, I think, because when you're dealing with different people who are not curious about things like that, they don't care. So they were not putting in to say, okay, let's test, let's scan, let's do this. I don't even, to be honest, even now, when I moved close to the other side of town the other time, I was living now in Kingsley when I was in Perth. I went to this other GP, and I really liked her. She was a woman and she was black. So I was like, yeah, finally I've got someone who like would understand me more than just a male doctor or a white male. And yeah, so I went there like full time. Actually, the first time I went there because I wanted to do my pap smear. So it was my first pap smear. And yeah, we did the pap smear and everything, and then now I was happy. I was even showing off to my sister, telling her, oh, I found a GP, a female one, what, which was really great. To be honest, that was the beginning of my everything, because now the other day I went there, I think it was just for Jen or for other things, but then I started telling her how I have these crazy period pains. So she was like, what's happening? Like, explain to me. And then I explained to her the whole story. She's like, Yvonne, that's not normal. I'm like, what? I've lived with this my whole life. Now I think that time I was even 27 or 20 something. She's like, yeah, but it's not normal. Like, you're not supposed to be in that kind of pain just for period. People have cramps, yes, or other symptoms that you're explaining, diarrhea, or maybe getting sick, nauseous and all that, but not to the point the way you're explaining that you don't do anything, you sleep or whatever, and those pains are really bad. I was like, yeah, and sometimes it's like the week that I'm not on my period, like I get that kind of pain and sick. So she's like, no, we have to do tests. So then we did the test. So we did the scan and we did all the other things at just the scanning place, whatever you call them. And from there, got my results to my GP, and she called me in to say, come, your results are in. But yeah, that's how, guys, I found out I had fibroids. So fibroids, and she was like, yeah, it's really bad, they're big, you have like 5. I think that time they said, yeah, I had 5. So they said, you have 5 fibroids, which are really big. They were the size of an orange. I think the biggest was the size of an orange. Not all of them, but the biggest was the size of an orange, and the others were a bit smaller. But yeah, that's how I found out. And then she was like, okay, so now I will refer you to a specialist, a gynecologist who can help with all that. So went to my first appointment to my gynecologist, and we went there, and yeah, he did his own test again. So he did the abdominal scan thingy with the gel, and then he did that insert one as well, and yeah, confirmed that yeah, you have fibroids. So this is what you have. You have options of treatments that we can do. And so for now, it's just a chat to find out what we can do. And yeah, guys, that's how I found out I had fibroids. To my fibroid story, this is how I found out I had fibroids, and that was 2016. So it was 5 fibroids. Biggest was 6 centimeters, so like a size of orange. And yeah, so gave me options, but we decided I'll just live with it for some time. If you have been like my friend, if you're a family or a friend, that's when that time I was mixing up, like I'm doing now vegan, I'm doing this. I was trying to shrink my fibroids naturally, because the medications that were offered, like the ones that he told me, he was saying there was one medication which is a strong medication, and you actually take that medication once in a lifetime. It's really a strong medication, so I didn't want that, to be honest, for just this case. And the other medications, the other things that I could have done was to have myomectomy, like open myomectomy to remove the fibroids, or he said I should get pregnant, have babies first, and then do something, remove the fibroids later. Yeah, so that was 2016. I said, no, let's wait and see, because that was another option as well, to wait and see how it will go. So yeah, guys, I hope you take time to take care of yourself, understand your body. As well as women, it's really important. Like now I'm more aware of my body, I understand my cycle, I understand my body in just other general healthy things as well, and being cautious of what I eat, not just because of that, but nowadays everything is about hormone things. Like, guys, it's even too much, it's crazy. But yeah, that's how I found out I had fibroids.